have, and this is you're the expert on gas and LNG, but with this whole data center debate and high Henry Hub prices, I'm concerned that that we could see export restrictions down the road. Certainly, if the Democratic Party comes back and says, "Wow, we want to do what Donald Trump did." Donald Trump was very aggressive in his use of presidential powers. With a stroke of a pen, he can tariff, he can restrict exports and so forth. So one could not rule out that a new administration declares a climate emergency and restricts exports. And if we have gas at $8 or $9, $10 per MMBTU, and with the data centers building and so forth, people may say, you know what, we should block our exports of LNG and keep the gas here for homeowners, for businesses, for petrochemicals. So I think we may be testing America's political support for energy exports. Maybe not so much for oil, but certainly for gas in the years to come. So that's a big concern. I think if we limit our exports, it'll be because of above ground political risks, not economic ones.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think, you hear this concern, this fear from Europe. They have, recently vented a lot their anxiety about the reliability of US LNG and the US as a trade partner. I think for gas supply and exports, there is a case to make that higher Henry Hub prices could actually trigger production of dry gas from the US. Then it's another story whether it can reach markets or not and how fast. But there is still plenty of an abundant gas supply in the US. And then for the data center, there is a lot of debate about productivity and whether it's overblown, this kind of demand for gas, and how fast nuclear can be built or additional renewable and co-location of power and those data center. And so a lot of it, it's a fascinating unfolding story. But I think I'm more optimistic that actually this administration is very supportive in statements and in actions about unleashing gas exports with accelerating the permitting process. All the trade deals almost have a component of higher exports of gas abroad. So I think it's really part of the policy now. True that if Democrats come back to power, there would be a potential shift again towards more renewable and trying to decarbonize the world and so on. But I think they may have also understood what happened, in the past few years and realized that, for the Democrats, US LNG was also a part of the helping allies. And Europe with Ukraine, and that's still part of the agenda, like how you can use it as a diplomatic tool. So it's a fascinating debate. But I wanted to ask you also about